131 athletes from 15 participating countries are set to compete in weightlifting. The stage is set at Mariana's high school gym, where KSPN gets a first-hand look at the venue. The public school system athletic department and Pacific Mini Games volunteers teamed up to transform a high school gym into an official weightlifting competition venue.
It was a lot of hard work. I'm thankful for all those guys that came in and helped us move, especially the weights around. That was one of the toughest ones.
According to venue manager Greg Borja, they laid down floor matting to protect the gym floors, set up the competition and training platforms.
But once we got one training platform set up, it was just about making everything look identical to it. The technical officials that have come in from the Oceania Weightlifting Federation are impressed with our setup. We just basically followed, what the guidelines are for setting up the field of play.
Borja says they are 98% ready and just have some technical matters to work through. However, the staging area and spectator viewing area is complete.
Spectators are allowed to go onto the folding chairs that we have laid out throughout the center of the gym and the bleachers. And then we do have a section off space for our VIPs that do come in. Our major sponsors for the mini games, as well as officials that come in from other countries who represent their federations for weightlifting.
Ready to compete, NMI athlete and coach Antoinette Labausa explains her first impression of seeing the venue and the equipment.
And it's like better than Christmas. It is. It's really nice. Like, I don't even want to take a rest day because I want to keep playing with the expensive toys. I feel like it's a beautiful venue. Our venue manager, Greg Borja, he did a really great job, especially with the decorations. I really appreciate the flags. The equipment, I think it's top tier.
Inside the venue, there are two areas, the warm-up zone and the competition stage.
So in weightlifting, you only have one day to compete because you're giving your max effort for your lifts for the snatch and the clean and jerk. They would take those two numbers of whatever you hit on the platform, which is the stage in the front. They'll add it together and then that will be your total.
Before being eligible to compete, all weightlifters must first make weight, explains Labausa.
There are weight categories. It's different for men and women. And our weight room is back there. So what would happen is 2 hours before the meet, our athletes will come in and weigh themselves, and if they're within their respective weight that they're supposed to be in, they are allowed to compete. If they are not yet at that number, they either have to lose the weight or gain the weight, depending on where you're at.
For some, that means having to meet their weight standard within 1 hour if they want to compete. Otherwise, they will be disqualified.
It's a really big mental prep, and you just kind of have to make sure your diet's on point, how much strength you can attain or obtain or maintain, actually, while you're either cutting weight or gaining weight.
Once making weight, the athlete can compete for the gold, and the first lift is a snatch, in which they get 3 attempts.
For example, if you hit a 100 kg snatch for your first lift and you make it, you get to do another lift 1 kilo higher, which kind of like the weight just increases to see how much you can do. And the highest number that you lift in the snatch will be recorded as your best snatch. And that goes for the same as the clean and jerk. So there's 3 lifts for the clean and jerk. Whatever you hit for the clean and jerk, the highest number will be recorded and added to the snatch as a total.
Labausa started back in 2014 when she was living in Hawaii. For the past 7 years, she has been training and competing in the intense sport. She tells KSPN what she loves most is the challenge, describing it as addicting.
I love it because it's hard. It's a challenge. It definitely tests you mentally and physically.
Borja says something unique about the Pacific Mini Games weightlifting competition is that it will be in conjunction with hosting the Oceania Senior Championships.
So there's going to be lifters who just competed in the Olympics who will be competing here on island also. So it's going to be a great sport for folks to come out and watch, because you're going to see some amazing athletes and some amazing talent out here.
You can see the weightlifting talent starting on June 20th through June 23rd. Reporting for KSPN2 News, I'm Adriana Cotero.